Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. It's Monday. We are starting another week. It's got off to a flying start. I'm feeling very energized this week. My cold has gone from last week. I'm talking more normally again, you'll be pleased to hear. And yeah, this week I've got some cool stuff to talk about. I'm going to talk about the difference in doing PR for celebrities and PR for non-celebrities. I'm going to talk about what the differences are, but also what we can learn, like what you can learn from how celebrities do their PR and what you might want to avoid as well. And also, I just want to remind people in this video that PR is not just for celebrities and big companies. That's what a lot of people tend to fall into the trap of thinking, well, I'm only a small business, I'm not famous, I'm not known, I'm not a big corporate, why would I need PR? And I'm going to show you so many examples of how you can use PR regardless of your profile to help build visibility and credibility for yourself and for your business. So I'm going to come on to that very, very soon. This morning has been a busy one so far, up super early for my jog, and then school run done. Then basically I've been getting some things done on my list. So I have written a blog for one of my clients. I have submitted an article to a magazine for another guy that I work with. I have done some pitching for a client, and I'm just going to carry on with that now. And then I've got a new client that started last week. I started doing some pitching for them last week, but I'm going to spend all afternoon really pitching out on their behalf to tons and tons of podcasts because I've got a list already of ideas for them. And that's the good thing about, when you've been in the industry for a little while, you build up like these contacts, you build up, a list of all of the different podcasts, of different events and that sort of thing. And then when you get a new client, you think, well, the first step is who's already in my network, who do I already know that this client could be a good fit for. So that's what I'm going to spend the afternoon doing for that client. And then, of course, once I've been out to everybody that's in my network, all the contacts that I've got, then I start doing fresh research and finding new ones, which helps for other clients in the future. So yeah, busy, good. I'm ready to go this week, and I'm going to be sharing with you what it's like doing celebrity PR and what it's like doing PR for non-celebrities, and yeah, a bit more behind the scenes on how that all works and yeah, what I prefer. So just as a bit of context, over the years I've worked on and off with different celebrities in different capacities. I've done PR for celebrity-backed projects, for celebrities themselves, television personalities. I have run events where celebrities have been guests, etc. So I've had a bit of dealings in the entertainment world and with managers, etc. Okay, so let's dive in. So one thing about celebrities is they are excellent at talking about current things, talking about things that they're going through as they're going through them. So whether that's learning a new skill like cooking or paddle or getting diagnosed with a condition, a medical condition or whatever it might be, they talk about it as it's happening, and it makes it more real and more relatable to the audience. So celebrities are really, really good at that. And this is one of the things that regular people, if we call ourselves that, tend not to do as well. We tend to think that we've got to complete something or get to the top of the mountain before we share our view on it or before we tell people about it. And actually, sometimes tapping into the thing and documenting it while it's happening is a really relatable, strong, positive way to share your story. And that's one thing that celebrities, or probably rather their managers, are probably, I would say, quite good at, although sometimes it's very much engineered from behind the scenes, and they'll plan, you've got a fitness video coming out, so for the next 2 months, I want you to start introducing more fitness content, talk about, the different health and fitness things that you're doing at home, etc. And then it's all leading up to, the end game, which is a fitness video or whatever that might be. But in general, tapping into things as they're happening to you can be a really strong way of storytelling. So remember that you don't have to always be at the end of something and have completed something to have the right to talk about it. One thing I would say that celebrities do that differs to non-celebrities is they're generally a lot more comfortable talking about their personal lives than the rest of us are, which works for them, and actually it's part of their job in a way because people are interested in these things about them for whatever reason. So for me and my clients, I've got such a mix of clients in terms of like people who don't want to share anything about their personal lives, want to just talk more about business, or, you know, give their opinion on things. And then I've got clients who will happily share everything about their lives and they wouldn't think twice about it. And PR can work for both. You know, if you're happy to share everything, that's great. It just opens up probably more options for you to talk about. And if you're not, that's absolutely fine as well. What you do is you stick to more knowledge-based articles where you're sharing your learnings, your knowledge with the audience, maybe in blogs and that type of thing. You can talk about your business journey. You don't have to go into your personal life. And you can give your opinion on things, which is a very strong way of getting PR as well. I guess for me, what we want to avoid when it comes to like the celebrity way of doing PR is it being like a transient, short-term approach to getting attention. Because getting attention is different from having longevity and building a business. And celebrities are really good at getting attention in short bursts for certain things that they then use to monetize through different channels and different ways that they do that. For business owners and for content creators and educators, PR-wise, being able to tap into something and get really, really good at it and be seen as a font of knowledge on it is going to serve you much, much better than generating by any means a big audience and then just trying to sort of capitalize on selling things through that. To be known as the go-to expert in your field or someone that has a very credible reputation that can help people, that can serve your customers is much more valuable in the long run than simply having attention and simply having a big audience. So where I think things are going, I think the celebrity style fame and influencer marketing when it comes to just people simply telling people to buy things because they're getting paid to do that, I think that's dying out. And I think that the attention from the audience that's out there will more move to people who can help them, people who can provide value, who can teach them things, who have genuine knowledge and expertise to share with the audience. So that's where I think be less like a celebrity and more like a long-term content creator, storyteller who taps into a niche and gets really, really good at talking about that thing. And that includes on social media and then obviously your PR, if you're going, you know, getting featured in the media, if you're being interviewed on podcasts, if you're speaking on stages, then that all taps into everything that you're doing on your socials and backs it all up in a really credible way. Now, the other thing, I'm just going to have a little rant about this while I'm on my way to this meeting, is celebrities do it. They do it a lot on social media, and I just don't think anyone should do this, which is talking about big news, huge announcement coming soon, massive news coming soon. How many times do we hear that on social media? How many times do we see people in the media talking about big plans that they've got for this or that, and then it all just goes quiet? Or the thing that they announce, the massive announcement, is actually not, like, they've bigged it up so much that it's really an anticlimax when they actually tell you what it is. I honestly am such a big advocate for do the work, get the stuff in place, and then tell people about it. Like, you don't have to constantly appear to have something huge in the pipeline. Honestly, as soon as I hear people talking about these things, I'm like, yeah, let's see what happens with that. Because mostly I have respect for, or more respect for, people who generally do the work, they get the thing to either ready to launch or it's out there, and then they tell people about it. And for me, there's much more credibility in that. So if you've got something that's coming up, an event or a plan, a project, something you would like to do, something you want to introduce in your business, which is going to be really, really positive for people, wait till you've actually either implemented it or you're like 90% sure that it's ready to go ahead on a certain time. When you say to people that it'll happen, that you're 90% sure that it will happen, because too many times people come out with these pie in the sky plans. They think it makes them look good, they think it makes them look like successful and dynamic, and half the time it's either a damp squib, nothing really comes of it, or it never happens at all, and it just makes you look a bit daft, really. So one thing I would say is just make sure you've got everything in place before you tell the media anything, before you go public, whether it's social media, before you start talking about it on podcasts. Just make sure the thing is definitely happening and you're all geared up for it. Oh, what a day here. Non-stop rain. It's actually quite sleety, a little bit snowy I think later, but yeah, it's freezing. Anyway, I'm actually just walking back to my car. I've had a super busy day. Had a call with a potential client this morning, then I was putting a little bit of a presentation together, a proposal together for them, just writing some ideas down. I've been doing some pitching for another client. I have been meeting a friend there who is also, she works in the entertainment industry, she's a DJ, she is also great at social, she's got a big social profile, she's great at helping other people with their socials, so we're having a good chat there. It's interesting, lots of shared experiences. It's actually quite a small world when you start chatting to people about different people you've been working with, and you're maybe only like a couple of people removed from basically knowing all the same crowd. So anyway, I'm walking back. It is freezing. So this week I've broken my rules basically this week. Instead of my maximum coffee rule is 1 coffee meeting per week, this is already my second, and I've got another one tomorrow, so I have absolutely broken my rules this week. But yeah, some weeks you just get the chance to meet people and there's only certain times you can do it or they can do it, so yeah, it's been worth it. I've enjoyed all my chats this week. Yesterday I went and met my old boss, which was interesting. We had a good catch up, I haven't seen him for years. And tomorrow I'm meeting with somebody who might potentially want my help at some point. So yeah, can't always stick to your rules, but as of next week, 1 coffee date per week max. End of another week, and it's probably what I say every week. It has been tiring, good, ups and downs, few frustrations. I've been out and about quite a lot, as I said, which has been lovely, but it also it all takes time away from your laptop. So yeah, today I've been pitching out for a client for speaking opportunities. Really hoping we'll get something from that, because I've done quite a lot of pitching and we haven't got anything material back yet, so I'm hoping for that. And I have had a meeting with someone who wanted to talk about PR, and it's probably something for the future more than for now, which is great. For them, they've got a bit of an idea of what they need to get in place, etc. And I just had a call with a client there, just like a kind of a last minute call. It was just scheduled in at lunchtime, so catching up on their strategy, hearing about all the things that they're launching over the next few months. So that's good, lots and lots to do. And it's a client where things have been a bit slow in terms of like what they've been sharing with me, to allow me to, put press releases out and share information about, their business. So it's good because we've kind of just said there's going to be more of an information flow so that I know what's happening, I can plan for it, we can make the most of it basically with PR media. One of my clients is about to be featured in the Metro tomorrow. That's going to come out, so we've just been signing off a first person piece that he did. He actually wrote it months ago, but it's been on their list, I think, for the last few months. So that's good. That's all signed off and going ahead. I have been doing a little bit of admin, and I need to go out a walk and get some fresh air and get some steps done and move my body and separate the work week from the weekend. Even though I'll be doing some editing later, I'll be doing probably some social media stuff over the weekend. In terms of like client work, I find it hard to wind down on a Friday sometimes if I haven't got any plans, or I'm not, going out, or there's nothing to split, the end of the working week with the start of the weekend. So I think sometimes I just like to go out a bit of a walk, and it just gives you that break psychologically where okay, that's drawn a line under the week and we're looking ahead to the weekend. So that's it. I shall be back next week. I'm trying to think of what wins we've had this week. We've had some clients who were recorded for a TV online station in Glasgow. That's not come out yet. Client who's on quite a big podcast, and I think that's probably it for this week. I'm trying to, a client who was in Global Women magazine, that came out this week as well. So yeah, a few nice wins. Honestly, I just feel like I move from one day to the next and don't actually stop to note them down sometimes. But anyway, yeah, we've had some nice client wins, and looking forward to the weekend, and I shall be back next week with more from the world of PR.